Hi everyone, welcome to my weekly messages on Jelaila Star. Today the topic is a continuation of last week's message regarding the higher perspective on Osama Bin Laden's death. This is a piece that I got shortly before I wrote that message, and I wasn't able to get it all in the written version, so I decided to save it to this week. Just like there's a higher perspective, there's also another 3D angle to this, and that is what I wanted to discuss. And it happens to do with the New Madrid Fault and Comet Elenin. It is my theory that the government is using Osama bin Laden's death to eventually achieve martial law or declare martial law and get the people in the United States to go along with it without telling them the real reason. The real reason is in September, Comet Elenin will be coming back through, and it will be as close to Earth as it ever will get. And because of the way it's orbiting, we're going to end up going through its tail. And that will cause, or could cause, major catastrophic devastation in the United States. Now, little background. Comet Elenin came through in, I think it was March or April, and at that time it caused the earthquake and resulting tsunami in Japan. Japan is part of the what do you call it? The Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is basically an area of the world in the southern hemisphere that sits on top of a very unstable tectonic plate. Because Nibiru is coming in from the south, and it's like a huge magnet. It's a brown dwarf. A brown dwarf is a sun that never ignited, but it's like a huge magnet. It is pulling on the tectonic plate of the Earth as it goes by, or as it will go by, which is why in ancient times, the ancient civilizations recorded the passing of Nibiru as, in some cases, it flipped us on our poles at the time of, such as at the time of Atlantis. Not always, depending on where we are in our orbit and where it is when it comes through, is whether or not we have major catastrophic damage or minimal damage. But what we also have to deal with is the other smaller brown dwarfs that are orbiting Nibiru. Nibiru, being a sun that never ignited, still has its own solar system. And within that solar system are smaller brown dwarfs. There is one brown dwarf that is coming through now. It is called Comet Elenin. It precedes Nibiru. It's in ancient times known as Northwood, I am told. Or Northwind, which if you read the ancient Sumerian text, it talks about Northwind. So Northwind's coming through ahead of Nibiru. It came through in April or March, I can't remember which date, caused the problems in Tokyo or in Japan, and it caused the problems in New Zealand and everywhere else. You know, it's a mess. Anyway, it's coming back through in September. Now, here's where Osama bin Laden's death comes in. They know this is coming through. They know it is going to possibly be catastrophic because it's going to be so close to the Earth that pull is going to be a lot stronger. New Madrid is already fragile. It's already moving. So they know it won't take much to cause it to really give way. If New Madrid gives way, the Great Lakes dump into the Mississippi and create an inland sea 200 miles wide. Now, what they're trying to do, I believe, is use bin Laden's death and the potential terrorist threats. They're going to start doing more terrorist attacks. A lot of them are going to be orchestrated with the idea that they're going to terrorize the people of the United States so much that they will be able to declare martial law for the purpose of national security to stop the terrorist attacks. And most people will go along with it because they're scared to death. I believe they're using his death, as a means to bring martial law about, but not because of terrorist attack. It's actually because they're going to try to minimize the catastrophic chaos that will occur if Elenin wreaks the amount of damage that they think it's going to wreak. If they do not have America under a tighter degree of control, it's like a playground full of screaming children, and it's no way to stop their screaming and their terror because you can't get through to them. They have to have some kind of systems in place to deal with this problem. I believe that they are throwing people off the scent by having them think it's HAARP that they're going to be using to cause the New Madrid fault to give way. Now think about it though. Why would you nearly destroy a country and destroy a lot of your infrastructure to get whatever is left of the population under control? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What makes a lot more sense is they know a catastrophic event is coming, and they're going to try to do everything they can to get Americans under control so they can minimize the chaos. That makes a lot more sense. Yes, HAARP is being used in their weather warfare with other countries, but I don't think it's going to be used to cause this quake. Now, here's another thing that brings this, makes this more plausible. If you look online, you'll find numerous links to FEMA trying to buy up as many freeze-dried foods as they can, because they're expecting to have to feed 14 million meals a day for at least 10 days. And this is all connected to the New Madrid fault. So they're already trying to prepare. People say, well, there's also detainment camps and trains getting, that they have already, and coffins, that can hold 3 or 4 people. I think, once again, it is because they're expecting the worst, and they have to try to deal with the catastrophe as quickly as they can. So, once again, I think they're trying to throw people off the scent so that they don't know the truth. Because if they knew the truth, they would know that there is nothing that the government can really do to stop Elenin coming. It's going to come. They're just going to have to find a way to deal with it and minimize the chaos as much as possible. So that's my theory. I'm sticking to it until something else comes along to prove it wrong. What can we do about it? Emotional clearing. 10 years ago, 16 years ago, when I learned about the ancient events, I was told about this timeline event, and now it's happening. It's tied to Sirius B and destruction of the Sirius B system by worlds that were at war with each other over racism. So how can we minimize this? Because that's one of the reasons I was sent, to minimize, minimize, minimize. Read the 2005 template series online in the workshop section, and you'll learn about the work that we've done to minimize this New Madrid fault issue. And so the solution is work on any kind of racial issue you have and resolve it, whether it's with a person of a different ethnic background or culture, or between a male and a female. Anything that causes racial division is what is symbolized by the New Madrid fault giving way. Of course, there's tons of tools for emotional clearing, and I've got some, other teachers have some. I'm sure, use them. Use whatever you're drawn to. But let's really focus on our clearing work now. That is what's important, because we only have a few months till September. And hopefully what will happen is it will come through here and have a minimal effect, because we have continued to do our emotional clearing work. All right, that's it for today. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.